30 days to get out farmer trash. That's what she screamed. Her spit actually hit my face as she did it, and it echoed in front of at least 20 people who'd gathered to watch the HOA president, Veronica Ashford, humiliate the so-called dirty farmer living next to her $1 million slice of paradise. I'll be honest with you. I was shaking mud all over my boots, my palms sweaty, and yeah, there was fear in my eyes. But you know what? My family built this ranch in 1880. She just ripped that eviction notice in half and chucked it at my feet like she was flicking away some gum. Then she leaned in, her voice sharp as a buzzsaw, and said, "Then your family's about to lose it. Bulldozers arrive in 30 days. All I could do was nod and act defeated, but my fingers found that cold bit of metal in my pocket, a reminder 29 days from now she'd find out exactly what kind of farmer I was. Where are you watching from, by the way? Let me know if the HOAs ever come after you, because if they haven't, you just wait." She strutted forward, bringing Derek the lawyer and 2 security goons shoving this thick envelope at me like it was crawling with germs. I fumbled with it, tore half of it accidentally, then tried to patch it back together. "Oops. Sorry, ma'am," I said, acting as dumb as she expected. HOA. I sounded out, squinting at the letters. "What's this stand for?" She laughed this high, cold laugh that sounded like a cash register homeowners association, "You idiot. You violated 47 regulations." She took real pleasure in listing them. "Your roosters are over 55 decibels at 6 a.m. Your tractor's too ugly and green. Your manure pile stinks. Your 7-foot cactus doesn't have a permit. Your chicken coop uses non-energy efficient bulbs," and this one got her grinning. "Your dog barks in an unfriendly tone." I stared at her, blinked slow, and inside I'm thinking, lady, I've got 2 bachelor's degrees, a law master's, and just busted a $200 million land fraud in Nevada. But sure, let's talk about my dog's attitude. The security guards behind her chuckled, probably thinking this was the best free entertainment they'd get all week. What they didn't know was that 6 months ago I got a tip about some sketchy land deals out here in Sunset Valley Estates. Since then, I'd been documenting everything, every rule break, every fraudulent sale, every forged deed. Queen Bee, the Tesla's license plate, was already in my files, along with notes on Ashford's 3 previous developments out in California, all of them ending in bankruptcy and missing funds. But this time she'd messed up big. She'd built on federal land. That made it my job. I'd gone all in on the Farmer Act method acting, even took some tips from the local theater director. Wore the same dirty flannel for days, practiced a dumbed-down accent, slowed my words. When she got in my face, I let my voice crack. "You can't kick me out. My family's been here since 1880. She just got closer, her perfume making my eyes water. 30 days. Evict. That means get out. You understand?" Derek shifted, looking like he might actually feel a little bad. I filed that look away for later. "That's exactly what it means. You ignorant farmer." Ashford snapped. "This land will be the Ashford Grand Resort, and there's nothing you or your pathetic chickens can do about it." She spun and marched off to her Tesla, tossing over her shoulder. "Start packing or I'll have the sheriff drag you out." As the dust settled, my dad, Frank, came out of the barn, chuckling. "You cried better in the 3rd grade Christmas play, son." I grinned, checking the files on my phone. 6 months of investigations about to pay off Dad. She just gave me everything I need. Frank clapped my shoulder. "Your mother always said proud folks fall the hardest." 30 days, I thought, plenty of time to give Ashford a surprise. That night I sat in my study. Yeah, the dumb farmer has a study surrounded by monitors, land records, satellite images, legal docs. Turns out 80% of Sunset Valley Estates was built on federal land, and she'd been selling houses she didn't even own, like a kid running a lemonade stand on the White House lawn. I sent a text to my handler, Phase 1 complete. Target took the bait. The response: "Proceed with caution. She's more dangerous than the California cases. Dangerous." She thought I was too stupid to spell violations. That was going to cost her. I got new aerials showing 3 more houses under construction on land that didn't belong to her. My evidence file was pushing 300 pages. The Bureau had given me carte blanche. All I needed was results, and Ashford had just delivered them on a silver platter. Her HOA notice. It was proof she knew exactly whose land she was trying to steal. That would play real nice in court. Right before bed, an unknown number buzzed my phone. "Stop digging, or your father dies tomorrow." Frank just laughed when I showed him. "They're getting desperate. You must have them scared." I screenshotted it for later. "Who's digging?" "I'm just a dumb farmer," remember I texted back. No answer. Let him wonder. Next morning, I dressed the part overalls with real manure-ripped flannel boots caked in mud. At the HOA office, the receptionist actually hit me with Febreze as I walked in. "Need help with this notice?" I said, pulling out the crumpled paper. She smirked, probably texting her friends about the stinky farmer in the lobby. "Which part don't you understand?" she said real slow like to a kindergartner. I pointed at random words. "This one, V shuns that violence. Am I violent?" She almost fell out of her chair laughing. "Violations. Means you broke the rules." "Oh. And this decky bell that sound right. Can I get a permit for my rooster? Walmart sell permits?" She was typing away in a group chat. "OMG, the hillbilly is here asking if Walmart sells permits." Beautiful. The more they underestimated me, the easier my job got. "Should I give my rooster cough drops?" I asked. She snorted. "No, you need to get rid of the rooster or you'll get fined." I gasped. "Get rid of Henry. He's family." Before she could answer, Ashford blew in like a hurricane. "Brooks, why haven't you started packing?" I went full panic mode, hands shaking. "I don't know where to go, ma'am. I was born in that house." She circled me, offering $200,000 for the land, more money than most farmers ever see. I let my eyes go wide. "Really?" She bumped it to $250K if I signed today. I made a show of clutching the contract upside down. My pa always said to read things careful like. She fixed it for me. "Just sign." I pretended to text about the money, but was really sending pics to my bureau contact. "The answer contract is fraudulent. She's claiming rights she doesn't have." I asked. "If I sell, what happens to my chickens?" Ashford's eye twitched. "I don't care about your disease-ridden birds. They're not diseased, they just have personalities. Henrietta Singh's opera Gladys only lays eggs if you tell her she's pretty." The receptionist was losing it. Ashford just barked, 500 Brooks and shower before you come back. I left, smiling inside. Back at the ranch, I opened my safe, not something Ashford expected from a hillbilly. 6 months of research all there. Every scam she'd ever run. But this time she'd picked the wrong farmer. My tech setup would make Google jealous. The evidence was all there. Sunset Valley was federal land since 1942. Every house sold was fraud. The contract hid a clause absolving her of boundary disputes. She was trying to sell me out and keep me quiet. I called her, faking a scared voice. "Miss Ashford, some old guy said something about federal boundaries. Now I'm real worried." Dead silence. Then she snapped. "What did he say?" I went full waterworks. He said, "Check some map." The line went dead. Out my window, I watched a black SUV race toward my neighbor's house. I texted my handler. "She's rattled." Phase 3. The answer? Remember Nathan. Let her dig her own grave. That evening, Frank asked, "You sure you want to keep poking this bear?" I showed him photos, families who'd lost everything to Ashford. She thinks I'm an idiot. That's her weakness. Right then, my phone buzzed. $400, $1,000 final offer. I replied, "That's a lot of zeros. Need to think." Let her sweat. Later that night, 10 guys in black hoodies trashed my fence, spray-painted eviction coming. I dialed 911, sobbing while adjusting my hidden cameras. Sheriff Martinez arrived. Niece performance. "Nate," he whispered off camera. "Getting all this." "Sheriff, why are they doing this to me?" I wailed. "It's that HOA lady. Martinez played along, then told me quietly, "How long till you spring the trap?" "Soon." I had to be seen around town looking pathetic, so the next day I hit the library, asked for maps with colors for my chickens. The librarian, bless her, played along. I made a scene copying the 1942 federal designation map, accidentally copied my hand with the map. "Look, my hand is on federal land," I announced. The HOA spies were texting Ashford already. Then I approached Mrs. Wellington. HOA resident showed her the map. "See this weird line? My property's here, and look, your house is on federal territory." She went pale. "Where did you get this public record, ma'am?" "Librarian showed me." She bolted phone in hand. Minutes later, I got texts multiple residents calling about boundaries. Ashford's empire was cracking. My phone rang, Ashford video call. $500, $1,000 cash, no questions, sign now, I cried on cue. People are saying the land overlaps with federal something. I'm scared. She lost it. Sign that paper, or I'll make your life hell. Meanwhile, Derek the lawyer was Googling Nathan Brooks' Georgetown law and about to have a panic attack. He tried to warn Ashford, but she wasn't listening. That afternoon, thugs jumped Frank, except it was all staged complete with fake blood. The attackers panicked and ran. I rushed Frank to the hospital, real tears this time, because even though I knew he was acting, seeing my dad on that bed hit different. The head nurse, part of our plan, got Frank a room with perfect sight lines to the parking lot. Sure enough, Ashford arrived with funeral flowers, thinking she'd broken me. She waltzed in all fake concern. "Shame your father won't see my beautiful resort. Sign now and I'll pay his bills." I glared. "You did this." She smiled. "Prove it." I told her. 8 hours. Ashford. She laughed. Didn't get the threat. She texted me. Eviction approved. Bulldozers. Monday, 8 a.m. I told Frank perfect timing. He grinned. "Did she really bring funeral flowers?" "Roses," I said. "Your mother would have hated carnations at her fake funeral." Saturday night, Ashford threw the party of the century champagne live band giant banner, "Future site of Ashford Grand Resort." She toasted her investors. "In less than 36 hours, the Brooks eyesore will be gone." Nobody noticed my friend Rosa working the bar, texting me updates. Got her on tape promising 30% returns, showing fake permits mocking the pathetic farmer. I stumbled into Murphy's bar, sobbing. "They're taking everything, Daddy's in the hospital." Rosa poured apple juice in a whiskey glass. Word spread fast. Within an hour, Derek had found my law school yearbook, realized I was a federal agent, tried to call Ashford. She was too busy celebrating to answer. The next day, Ashford showed up at my place with 30 people, private security, and a film crew. The bulldozer was already rumbling. "Last chance, Brooks," she screamed through a megaphone. "Sign the papers or we drag you out." I fell to my knees, dirt on my face, shirt torn. "Please, just give me more time. My daddy's dying. I got nowhere to go." She slapped me hard, blood at my lip, her film crew getting it all. What she didn't know was my team had hacked her feed. Every frame was going to federal servers. Time for my final card. "You win," I gasped. "Just don't hurt my chickens." She laughed. "I'm gonna burn your chicken coop to the ground and build a parking lot where it used to be." The crowd looked uncomfortable now. As she drove away, I lay in the dirt counting. At 20, I stood up and smiled Predator's smile. Sheriff Martinez texted, "Got everything in HD." "You okay?" "Never better," I replied. 7 hours and 42 minutes till showtime. All night I stayed in character, packing boxes, sitting on the porch, looking broken. At midnight, I finally dropped the act. Pulled out my federal badge, laid out my best suit, charcoal Armani red tie like a soldier prepping for battle. At 3 a.m., a text. Operation Dawn is a go. Strike teams in position. At 7:45 Monday, the sun painted the desert gold. The whole community had gathered. Local news was rolling bulldozers, warming up deputies waiting. Ashford stood on a platform, megaphone in hand. 15 minutes to history, she announced. The Brooks Ranch will finally be gone. Then 5 black SUVs pulled up, kicking up dust. The crowd murmured these weren't locals. I stepped out, crisp suit sunglasses, looking nothing like the farmer they all thought I was. Ashford stared, mouth hanging open. I said, "Good morning, everyone. Sorry if I'm late. Traffic from Phoenix was a nightmare." I took off my sunglasses, locking eyes with her. She started to scream, but I held up my badge. Nathan Brooks, Bureau of Land Management, the man you tried to evict. FBI agents swarmed, badges flashing. Veronica Ashford, you're under arrest for federal land fraud assault conspiracy. The crowd lost it. People shouted, some fainted. Ashford tried to run, agents stopped her. On the big screen, I showed the evidence satellite maps, recorded confessions, videos of her slapping me, all of it. Derek stepped up, pale but determined. I want to testify. I have emails, documents. She threatened me. I nodded. Thank you, Derek. That matters. I turned to the crowd. You are victims of fraud. No one's losing their home. We'll fix this, and the only one losing anything today is Miss Ashford. As the FBI loaded her up, she screamed, "You lied. You tricked me." I walked over. I never lied, Veronica. I am a farmer. I do have chickens. My tractor is ugly and green. You just assumed I was stupid. She lunged at me, but the agents pulled her back. My dad showed up, healthy as ever. Nice speech, son. Your mother would have loved that Einstein quote. The crowd wanted answers. Town meeting this afternoon, I promised. For now, just know justice is done. 3 days later, sitting across from Ashford in an interrogation room, she was just a small, scared woman in orange. He pretended to be an idiot. "That's entrapment," she yelled. The agent slid over transcripts. "You assumed he was stupid. That's on you." Later at the town meeting, I told the crowd, "You were lied to, but you're not losing your homes. It'll cost each household $1 to make it legal." The relief was visible. 6 months later, Derek testified in court, blowing open a whole syndicate running this scam in 15 states. Politicians, judges, developers. My supervisor just said, "How deep do you want to go?" "All the way," I told him. We spent the next year unraveling the network, one crook at a time. Ashford got 25 years, no parole. Before she went away, she asked, "Are you happy now?" I told her. "You destroyed yourself the day you judged my father by the dirt under his fingernails." A year later, Derek started a law firm for fraud victims, asked if I'd advise. I said yes. I even spoke at Georgetown Law. Don't judge people by their boots. That's where you mess up. The Brooks method became a model for investigators across the country. 50,000 families kept their homes. $5 billion in fraud stopped. Funny thing, Ashford wrote me from prison, saying she was studying law, wanted to help other inmates. "Maybe something good can come from this," she wrote. P.S. I still think your tractor is ugly. I wrote back. It thinks you're ugly too, but it forgives you. Brooks Ranch is still here. The new HOA has farmers and teachers on the board. The same folks who wanted me gone now send their kids to learn about chickens. Life has a way of turning, doesn't it? 5 years later, Ashford got parole. She wanted to start a nonprofit to help stop land fraud. Asked if I'd advise. Frank would have approved. Justice isn't just about punishment, it's about change. The ranch is home. Every morning I feed my chickens, fix my fences, ride that ugly tractor, and every now and then a stranger shows up at my door. Thanks me for saving their home, asks if it's true. Am I really a farmer and a federal agent? I just smile and say, you can be more than one thing. Don't let anyone put you in a box. So yeah, I'm just a simple farmer, or maybe something more. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment below. Tell me your HOA horror story or just what justice means to you, because you never know who's listening, and you never know who you're underestimating.